Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about AG Letitia James's challenges, or at least suspicion about the bond that Trump was able to file in order to anchor the judgment and keep her from executing on it. So just recall the bidding. We have this gargantuan judgment based on his defrauding of the New York people with his basic mischaracterization of the value of different properties, and a $450 million verdict growing daily with interest, and a big drama as to whether he could put it up, which was truncated, was the drama, when the appellate division said, okay, you can do $175 million and you can have some more time, and we'll also modify certain features of the order below so that you could look for money from New York banks and the like. Okay, and with those more permissive conditions in play, Trump seemed to be able to post the $175 million bond without breaking much of a sweat. He did have, however, and this would probably always be an issue legally, but also politically, an issue of concern about who is stepping in and saving his bacon in a way that the American people need to worry leads to undue influence. But in this case, we got a guy named Don Hankey, who lives in California, where he's one of the top 10, top 8 richest people. A lot of rich people in California, so he is pretty rich. He's made his money in a particularly unwholesome way. He's just basically a very aggressive repo guy. He does these subprime loans, especially for cars, and then just, doesn't hesitate to attach them. But he has acquired many billions in the process. So he is the guy who stands as the surety for Trump. Basically, Trump posts a bond that consists of a promise by Hankey that if Trump can't pay, here's $175 million plus here's a promise that if Trump defaults, Hankey is on the line for it. Now, Hankey for sure is a political partisan, and if you look at his pattern of political contributions, they are almost all Republican, robust, and all around the country. But he's also a multi-billionaire who's made his money with sort of risky type loans. And by the way, he is already holding a couple of Trump's big loans that aren't due until 2032. But now enter Tish James, because she says, what's this guy doing posting a bond in New York? He's in California. And now there are ways to do it through different companies, but she's basically questioning his bona fides. Is this guy solid enough? She wants to take evidence on it, and she says if he isn't, the bond is just, he is still on the hook. This is how she says New York law should be construed. Hankey would still be on the hook, but Trump would have to get another bond. So that's the idea for what she's trying to do and getting more information about Hankey. I gotta say, though, apart from the fact that he is out of state, and so it would be easier to evade obligations, perhaps, he's an 80-year-old kind of jocular guy. So I would do this for a Democrat too. I guess that's a Southern, not a California accent, but you get the idea. He's portraying himself as a businessman making a business decision. And at least from what we've been able to discern, including his political partisanship, I don't see any real smoke, much less fire. But and James hasn't really cited any, but she says, give me authority, please, Justice Engoron, to really probe, figure it out, see if this guy's the real deal, and if he isn't, to make Trump get a new one, although he would still be on the hook. Some Republicans responded, it's an outrage. She attacks everything, blah, blah, blah. But so she may be able to push harder. But, absent something that hasn't surfaced even by way of sort of innuendo or whispers, doesn't seem any obvious inroads for her. And I think Hankey's bond is going to look like a business decision. Oh, she's saying maybe he's inadequately capitalized, that if push comes to shove, he couldn't make good on the bond. I don't know the ins and outs of his business, but I know he's got $8 billion with a B dollars, and he's had to sign some serious guarantees and papers. So I think James is being perhaps prudent, trying to really protect the New York population's money. But offhand, unless she really comes up with something that is, as of now, nowhere on the horizon, this is a kind of a dry hole that she is wanting to dig in. So she wants the ability to get more information about him and then to trace his solvency. At the end of the day, it doesn't seem like there's anything to doubt, notwithstanding his maybe having political reasons to have made the bond, and that being a little icky in the American system where money is the mother's milk of politics, as Tip O'Neill famously said, but that's always the case. So there you have it. Tish James trying to say, what's the deal with this Don Hankey, and wanting to look more, dig more deeply, but at least on the surface, nothing jumps out at me anyway that she could really be finding. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.